bilaterally with Israel in terms of diplomatic and economic projects. Even now, the development of Neom, a technologically advanced city on the coast of Saudi Arabia, may serve as one of the strongest bonds between countries in the area. On the other side of the Suez, Egypt and Israel have continued to work together on shared security concerns, such as those posed by Hamas in the Gaza Strip and ISIS in the Sinai. On the Friday following the announcement, Jews were able to pray at the Western Wall, Muslims continued to pray at the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and life continued as normal. This begs the question, if nothing really changed, why was this such a momentous occasion? First, there is the history. All throughout Israel, archaeological digs have turned up artifacts showing connections between the land and the Jewish people. Just a few weeks before I sat down to write this preface, Israel discovered the seal of the prophet Isaiah in Jerusalem, right near the Temple Mount. It was Isaiah, of course, who prophesied that the Jewish people would one day regain sovereignty over that very mountain and that the nations of the world would bear witness. To say the Temple Mount and its western wall have no historical significance to the Jews, a claim that is being repeated endlessly by Israel's detractors, is simply absurd, and it's way past time the world stopped trading in these absurdities. Second, there is the practicality of the matter. For modern Israelis, there's no question that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. It's a fact of life for them. But if others need further convincing, just look at the objective facts. Legally, Jerusalem is home to the Supreme Court of Israel, its parliament, the Knesset, and the office of the Prime Minister. Culturally, Israel's National Museum and Yad Vashem, the World Holocaust Remembrance Center, are in Jerusalem. From a census perspective, the bulk of Israel's population resides in Jerusalem. The combined populations of the next two largest cities, Tel Aviv and Haifa, amount to only half of Jerusalem's 1.2 million residents. Economically, Jerusalem is the economic capital of Israel. The population of Jerusalem swells every workday as people travel from their homes in Tel Aviv to their jobs in Jerusalem. The government has invested $2 billion into a high-speed rail system just to reduce traffic and decrease the travel time for these commuters. As a destination city, Jerusalem represents a huge source of tourism from around the world. In 2013 alone, 75% of Israel's tourists visited Jerusalem. As far as industry, an entire industrial park devoted to international technology companies now sits in Har Hatzvim, providing further industrial power to an ever-growing Israeli technology sector. Jerusalem is currently transitioning into an even larger metropolis, with plans to build skyscrapers throughout the city while still protecting its historical roots. Educationally, Jerusalem is home to domestic universities and to extension campuses of other overseas universities. All this development took decades of hard work and careful planning, all centered in Israel's unwavering commitment to Jerusalem as its eternal heart, soul, and capital. Third, the United States' acknowledgement of Jerusalem as Israel's capital, though fundamentally right and good in and of itself, may do the exact opposite of what many detractors claim, and ultimately move peace negotiations forward. The peace process has stalled and stagnated for decades. Without any shakeup in the process, there has been no incentive to reach a lasting resolution. To this end, the Palestinians have completely turned their backs on the peace process and have tried to force Israel into capitulating due to pressure from the international community. For whatever reason, and there are several, the Palestinian Authority has done everything they can do to avoid the negotiation table. Now they are aware that procrastination has consequences. They know Israel's rights will not be held hostage forever, and that, if they don't come to the table, the world will move forward without them. The next round of negotiations will recognize whatever